Just got the motherfucking Popeyes 5-piece with the cage. Just walking in the mashed potatoes. Shit.
And then this is the bathroom slash head area. That's what they call it in the Navy. This is the shared toilet and shower area. Honestly, I hate it, but I mean, you gotta make do with what you have. The light really doesn't even work, and look at that. It's gross. But yeah, I mean, you just make do with what you have. So this is the sink. That's me. And another mirror. This is my closet. This is all my uniforms for now. I'm probably gonna get another pair of these, and I'm definitely gonna get another pair or two of these because they're kind of big. And some sweats for when I work out or when I'm just out and about, and etc. This is my Popeye. This is one of my Popeye. That's what I call it because I look like Popeye the Sailor Man. So yeah, that's my closet. This is where we sleep. I have 2 other roommates, so there's 3 of us in here. And then for the bathroom, we share that with 3 other people in the next room. So that's roommate, that's me. I'm on the bottom. Surprisingly, the bed is more comfortable than I thought it was gonna be. Surprisingly. Some people are gonna joke about why I still fold my blanket like that. I don't know why I do, I just do. Leave me alone. And if you are in the boot camp, then you would know. And it's, you know, my drawers and all that stuff. So yeah, and this is my desk area slash work area. I was working on some fitness stuff actually, and this bad boy, you know, I had to have it. I do have some pre-workout down there too. It's my board so I can keep up with food times because I'm fat and other important events. Got some pictures of my family. I need to get some more pictures. I'm waiting for them in the mail. So, and yeah, got some books. I definitely ordered some more books. So this is actually going to be these two right here aren't mine. I borrowed them from a friend so I could have something to read. But yeah, I'm gonna add some more books to this because y'all know I love reading. Microwave, fridge, and then this is my rackmate's desk. So yeah, I still can't millie bob. I'm back. I have finished boot camp. It's been a long. How long was I gone? 2 months? It's been a long 2 months. But yeah, we made it. I'm a sailor. I got my name on the uniform and everything now. Out here. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so let's talk about boot camp. So first, for us, because we were going in during the COVID pandemic, we had to do 2 weeks quarantine before we started our basic training. So we did that. It's called ROM. We did that at like some army base close to Great Lakes, and honestly, that was probably the hardest part because we didn't have anything to do all day besides sit in our little quads or whatever, which weren't very big. There was like 4 or 5 of us per quad, and per floor there was like 4 quads, so there was maybe like up to 20 people on each floor. So yeah, we literally just like laid in bed. Well, no, we didn't lay in bed, but we sat in our areas by our racks all day, either studying our training guide or exercising. Sometimes we would do push-ups, sit-ups, planks, stuff like that. We couldn't really do anything else. Some squats. There was this one girl in the quad across from me. She would use her rack to do like rows and stuff, and chest press. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, so we really couldn't do anything besides study and talk to each other for 2 whole weeks. So that like really sucked. And then on top of that, like the food was garbage. Honestly, so far my experience in the military makes me appreciate all the little things so much more. Like this chair, we didn't get to sit in chairs when we were in boot camp. So like sitting in a chair is honestly like, is the best feeling in the world. So, all right, so let me talk about my timeline. So Sunday night, went to the hotel, stayed at the hotel, and then left for MEPS at like between 4 and 6 a.m. Monday morning. So the first 2 days, I was probably up for like over 24 hours, because from when we left for MEPS at around like 4 or 6, I don't remember what time it was. By the time we got on the plane, got to Chicago, then did our whole night of arrival where we got our uniforms, and then got on a bus to go to quarantine for 2 weeks. And then when we got there to quarantine, it was like 4 in the morning or 6 in the morning, and they didn't let us go to sleep, so we had to stay up the entire day. Oh, and they didn't feed us. We didn't get to eat until lunch. So I had been up until like 8 p.m. the next day. So from 4 a.m. Monday till 8 p.m. Tuesday, I was up. That sucked, but no, that actually sucked. So fast forward, Mom was actually, there's probably like only 1 or 2 funny things that happened at ROM. Our RDC at ROM, she would test us on the material, like your general orders and rank and recognition and all that stuff you're supposed to know. So she would test us on it. Whenever we got it wrong, we would have to like hold our books out in front of us for like 5 minutes. So definitely had some toned arms after that. One guy in the building across from us pulled the fire alarm, I guess because he tried to get out of being here. I'm be like 100% honest with you. Once you sign that contract and you raise your right hand, the fastest way for you to get out is to finish. So if you're watching this and you have second doubts, make sure you don't swear in the second time. If you feel like you might not want to be here, don't swear in the second time. So that was pretty much ROM. Crappy food. Made some friends. Didn't do anything besides study. So ROM is what it is. You get your COVID test on your 9th day, and then you get your results on your 11th day. So if you or anyone in your quad pops positive for COVID, then you have to do another 2 weeks quarantine. And I know like a couple people that actually had to stay at ROM for like a month. And I always told myself if I had to stay in quarantine for a month, especially where we were, I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, I can get through a lot, but that is a lot. Like, especially when you're just miserable and bored all the time, I don't think I'd be able to do a month. But there's some strong ones out there that made it through. Funny story, the day our results came back, our RDC played a joke on us, and she was like, she told my quad that somebody tested positive for COVID, and now we had to pack our stuff because we had to do another 2 weeks. And legit everyone, including myself, just broke down, was crying, like boo-hoo crying. I guess she did that, but she didn't expect us to have the reaction we did, and she felt so bad afterwards. It was a joke. But the irony in that is like literally of my quad, everyone else got ROM'd for COVID, or they got set back in training. But I'm the only person out of my quad from restriction of movement that actually managed to graduate boot camp on time. So foreshadowing or not. But yeah, so fast forward, we got to Great Lakes. I was in the all-female division. We started off with like 73 people. It was pretty much everyone in my building that I did quarantine with. So it was my deck, the second deck, and then it was like one deck from another building. I don't even remember who 95% of the people I started boot camp with, because we lost so many people. Like within the first 2 weeks, we had been put on lockdown 3 or 4 times because someone tested positive for COVID while we were in training. So my division strength, the people in my division went from 73 to like 55. Our highest was like 83 or something. And that's because we had got people that were ASMO'd into our division. So ASMO means like you were set back or whatever from your graduation date. So ASMO then means that you were set back from a different division and brought into a newer division to continue your training. So we had got like 20 something people who failed their PFA or whatever. So we had like 80 something people, but then most of those people who had already got set back for failing their PFA failed their PFA again. So they got set back again. So yeah, so we graduated with like 50 something people, I think 55, 50, I don't remember, but it was definitely less than what we started with. And I still to this day cannot tell you some of the people I started boot camp with because I just don't remember. So we went through processing days. When we first got there, we walked around in our Smurfs, is what you call them. It's our blue sweatsuit with the navy on it, and you literally walk around looking like a Smurf. And that's how you can tell who's new, because after your processing days, you don't wear those anymore. Even when you do PT, you don't wear those anymore. So if you're in a Smurf, you're a newbie, and be expected to be treated as such. So after we did all that, we got our shots, we got cleared fit for full duty. So when you get cleared fit for full duty, your RDCs can do whatever the hell they want to you. Like, they can drop you, make you cry, and do all this extra physical torment if they wanted to. And you can PT and do all this other stuff. You pretty much are like, you can do whatever you're supposed to do, or whatever you have to do. For us, our division, we really didn't get beat that much. We only got beat like 3 times, even though we got threatened to get beat like a lot, but we really only got beat like 3 times. Yeah, and then for your first week, you're gonna take your initial physical test, which they call your baseline. If your recruiter told you that you could get $2,000 if you pass your baseline, that's the thing you need to take. That's the thing you need to pass. So if you're in depth, I sincerely recommend that you train like you run. You make sure that you meet your run time, and not like the minimum time. Like, you want to meet your satisfactory good or high or low. Like, you want to make sure for your age that you make your time to get that $2,000. I missed my time by like 15 seconds, so I didn't get that $2,000. I'm not really upset about it because I had other bonuses, but an extra $2,000 would have been nice. So we did that. We took our initial PFA, and we took our swim qual. I couldn't swim before I joined the Navy, so I had to learn how to swim in boot camp. And for those that can't swim like me, don't be afraid. Like, they do teach you how to swim. I technically took 1 lesson. I went, after I failed my initial swim call, I went back one day, learned how to swim, went back the next day, took my swim test, passed, and then went back the next day and then finished swim. So it's really not hard if you just pay attention to what they're telling you to do. So after you do that, your first week is pretty much done. Your first week and your second week are pretty much going to be like slow, because you're not really doing much. Your schedule doesn't really get busy until like your 3rd week. At least for us, that's how it was. It might be different now because they're going back to the 8-week program, but for the 6-week program, the first 2 weeks were pretty slow, and then the 3rd, 4th, and 5th week is when everything, like our schedule, we had something to do every day. We had firefighting, we had live fire, we had line handling, which is how to pull a ship into port and how to go underway and stuff, and all of like the stuff the basic seamanship stuff that you need to know to be in the Navy. That's what we did for like our 3rd, 4th, and 5th week. And yeah, it was an experience. It wasn't bad. Like, I used to always say, like, I hated it here. I mean, it was true. Like, boot camp, RTC was miserable just because, like, you have no freedom whatsoever. Like, I mean, it's to be expected. You're going into Navy, like, but honestly, boot camp is the hardest part of your Navy career. Like, boot camp, you can't do anything. You literally have to do what you're told when you're told, and that's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I think that's the part that I didn't like the most. Like, I couldn't talk to my family and friends when I wanted to. I couldn't take a shower when I wanted to. I could barely use the bathroom when I wanted to. Like, stuff like that, especially with me being older. A lot of the people that I was in the division with was like 18, 19. So, they're like used to being under like authority and stuff like that. Or used to, having something like that. But for me, I just had my freedom, and then it was taken away for 2 months. So that's what I struggled with. But for the most part, it really wasn't a bad experience. They feed you 3 times a day. The food's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. It's definitely better than the food at ROM, but it's not like amazing or anything. what else do you learn? So in boot camp, you learn how to march. It's funny because you really don't have to march ever again after boot camp. In A school, you might march a little bit here, but you really don't have to march after boot camp. But they take marching very seriously there, so make sure you stay on your P's and Q's with your marching, because you do have two inspections and stuff for that. They teach you how to wear your uniform, how to make your rack. They teach you how to fold your clothes and all this stuff. It's like, it may seem like redundant when you're doing it. Like, why are you, like, this is stupid. Why do I have to do this a certain way? But don't look at it that way. It's like they're teaching you a lesson behind everything that they do. Like, everything at boot camp has a lesson behind it. So even though it may seem annoying at the time, like, just do it and get it over with. Like, it's not that serious. What else? So yeah, I was an all-female division. We had an all-male division across from us. That was our brother did. So girls, the females and males, they are not supposed to talk to each other at all during training. Once you get to graduation, it becomes a little more lenient. You still can't do stuff like that, but it's a little more lenient. But yeah, don't get in any kind of stupid trouble with opposite sex division, because like they will really make your life hell for it. It's not much that they can punish you for at boot camp, but there's like some things that they take really, really seriously, and they will like literally make your life a living hell if you mess up something like that. I didn't get in trouble though, of course not, because I was a great person. I was actually in a leadership position. I was a yeoman, so I did like all the paperwork and stuff. Made sure everybody got to where they needed to be in order to graduate. So that was my job, but I like literally did everything. I was like RPOC, which is like the recruit that's in charge of the division, or I would be like MA, which means like the police for the division, making sure people do what they're supposed to do. Even though my role was yeoman, I was like, I didn't want to be a sucky division, so I did my best to help to make sure that we did what we were supposed to do. And I mean, sometimes it made my life a little more difficult than I would have liked it to be, because I was always busy. But I made it through, and because of the way that I worked at boot camp, that I made some really good connections. And I graduated top of my division and top 3% of my training group, which is like 800 people. So I did pretty well for myself, and I don't say that to like boast myself or like pat myself on the back or anything. I say that to say, like, if you really want something, if you really put your mind towards something, you can accomplish anything. Because when I went there, I actually didn't want a leadership position. I wanted to like go under the radar and just do what I had to do and get the hell out of boot camp. But clearly, like, somebody up there had bigger plans for me. And if you want to be successful, if you want to be the best at what you do, then you can't have that mindset where you're just freaking mediocre. Sit your ass down.
I don't want to. No.
This is my one and only friend from boot camp from day one. She has her mask on, so you can't really see it. She said she doesn't want to be in my video, so
I did not authorize her to put me in this video.
Sapper case coming soon. But yeah, so I'll probably finish this later. Talk more shit. Actually, I really don't have shit else to say. I'm cursing a lot. I'm gonna have to censor all of that out. I don't have anything else to say. Boot camp is what you make it. Don't be a bum. Don't be a dirtbag. Listen to your RDCs. And make your choices. Don't talk to the boys if you're in an all-female division. Don't be a hoe. If you're male or female, just don't be a hoe. And yeah, do your push-ups. Make sure you run.
Don't be for the fleet.
Don't be for the fleet, aka don't be a hoe. Don't go to sick call. Don't go to sick call, because you will hate yourself if you get set back in training. So don't go to sick call. If something hurt, either toughen it up or toughen it up. But yeah, my advice is do what you gotta do and get the hell out of there. And yeah, that's it. You sure you don't want to say anything? You don't have any advice for the future sailors out there?
No.
She's so mean. That was my other yeoman. She was the reason why I had to do all the work, because she ain't never want to do what she was supposed to do. JK. She had other responsibilities, like going downstairs and get the flag, because she was one of the shortest people in the division.
I was the third shortest person.
she was one of the shortest people in the division, so she had to carry a flag. So if you're short, expect to carry a flag. And make sure you pivot on the right foot, or else your RDC will yell at you and throw sticks. But yeah, so that's all for now. If you guys have any other questions, you can comment down below and I will answer them. Or let me know what you specifically want to know about boot camp, and I'll put that in my next video.
Did you tell them that they'll be standing watch for the rest of their life?
Oh yeah. Disclaimer, it's not going to be on your contract, but if you're joining the Navy, be prepared to stand watch for the rest of your Navy career. And if you don't know what that means, you'll find out soon.
To keep it humble, but sometimes I like to flex, keeping eyes on all of my chest. What you expect, I keep it